Welcome everyone to the very first episode of our Stonewalkers campaign, set in Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight archive and using the Cosmere RPG setting designed by Brotherwise Games in conjunction with Dragonsteel. Before we dive in, just a quick heads up. The early sessions are a little scuffed. We play live on Twitch, so you'll hear us figuring things out, fixing things on the fly, and finding our rhythm. But trust me, if you stick with it, it gets smoother. We tighten up the audio, and we all really settle into the characters whom this story follows. So grab some snacks, settle in, and enjoy the beginning of our journey into Roshar. Welcome in, we're playing some Cosmere RPG. We'll just get to know a little bit about all of us before we jump into our first episode, which is exciting. Why don't we just start with me, and then we'll go around in a circle, and we'll just say g'day and introduce ourselves. So, as I mentioned, Mythus Operandi, go by either Mythus or Michael, whichever one you're feeling. And I'm a big, long-time fan of Brandon Sanderson's written work, and I'm super excited to run this, and also very nervous because I think this is the most daunting world I've ever done in tabletop. There's a lot going on in Brandon Sanderson's work, so let's hopefully tell a fun story and have fun with it. Who'd like to go first and have a little discussion about their experience with Cosmere as well as tabletops before we jump into things? I'll elect someone if no one wants to. How about we go with Ipman? Why don't you go first for us?
Well, I started Brandon Sanderson's work probably about almost 3-4 years ago when I first started working my job.
Mm-hmm.
We work very long hours and have a lot of time on our hands. And I actually learned about his work through an animatic on YouTube, a very pivotal scene that I won't mention. But I was very interested in it, and I was waiting patiently, reading through the first book about it, and I blew through all the 4 books that were out at the time in under maybe like a month or so.
Yeah.
About 4 days for each book, give or take.
You're an insanely fast reader, and I'm very jealous.
Well, I was reading 8 hours a night, basically, since my work is 8 hours. So after finishing through all of that, I started, dipping into other works from Brandon Sanderson. But I'm very, very happy that there's a tabletop out for it now, and very excited to play. My experience with tabletop, though, is I've been playing since about 2017, so going on almost 10 years now, and it has been a very fun experience getting to play multiple systems. I will say this is a very interesting system that allows for a lot more cinematic storytelling play, which I'm very excited for.
Good to hear. Yeah, it is insane how quickly you read that. Even with like an 8-hour reading session, it would probably take me weeks and weeks to still finish one of those books because they are big. Why don't we jump down to Jamie? We'll go in like clockwise order on our little viewer here. Tell us a bit about your experience with tabletop and the Cosmere.
So with Cosmere, I know nothing. I've only gotten through the first 2 chapters of the first book. Very interesting and kind of sucked me in pretty hard with the fantasy and the way the magic kind of like flips reality around. The idea of shard blades like cutting limbs off without actually cutting a limb off is kind of interesting and cool. But yeah, I know very, very little about the world, so I'm jumping into this head first, straight into the deep end. Absolutely no idea what to expect or how I'm going to react to anything. With TTRPGs, I've played a few one shots.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that. I've played a little bit of RuneQuest, and that was interesting. I really liked how the stories worked in that. I've been keen to get into TTRPGs a little bit more. I already love playing board games and video games, so this is just sort of like an addition to that part of me, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Excellent. And then, yeah, well, I think this is going to be a good avenue for people to learn a little bit about Cosmere. As a GM, I think you need to read the books, but as a player, I think you can experience that world through RPG rather than reading them. The books are fantastic. I highly recommend finishing them off because there is a lot in there that just blows my mind when I read it. Just the intricacies and things happening that you didn't expect. But we'll move up to the next one. So, Grogrin, why don't you tell us a little bit about Kaar's next. Kaar, clockwise order. Tell us a little bit about your Cosmere and tabletop experience.
I've only recently started reading Cosmere.
Yep.
I finished all up to until Winds of Truth. I've still yet to finish that. Fantastic book series. I've absolutely fallen in love with Brandon Sanderson's work.
Mm-hmm.
Currently working my way through Mistborn, trying to get to the second era before reading Winds of Truth, or as advised by mates of mine.
Yep.
As for RPGs and tabletop in general, I've been playing that since I was very young. Early into high school, just got into it. Loved rolling dice, loved playing these characters with these overarching, expanding stories, and just beating the bad guy, being the good guy.
Very good. Yeah, I definitely feel you there. And it's the right call reading Era 2, all 4 books before you jump into Wind and Truth, because you get a lot out of it. You get a lot out of it reading them in that order. And then Grogrin, your turn. A little bit about your Cosmere and tabletop experience.
I am fairly new to tabletop and Cosmere. However, I have read the first 3 Mistborn books, and I have just started on
Dawnshard?
Dawnshard. Yeah,
Yeah. Dawnshard.
nearly done with it actually. Good book.
I think Dawnshard I read after I read book 1 and book 2. It does give you a little bit more information on Roshar and introduces some characters that you learn more about through books 2 and 3, I think. But that's not a bad thing. Yeah, once you start reading Stormlight Archive, you'll probably see some.
I'm already addicted to it. I'm planning on getting box set of the book. So
yeah, and yeah, we're not showing our Twitch chat because for those that don't know, we are streaming this live on Twitch every Sunday, 6 p.m. AEDT Melbourne time. And then we'll be breaking up our videos into 2-hour sessions that'll upload as episodes on YouTube post-chat. So I forgot where I was going with that, but I was just basically saying, I saw Ellie down under in the chat mentioning we've got a good spectrum of people with different experiences. And I really like that because we're going to get different viewpoints on the story that we're going to be telling. And for me, that's very exciting. So, I think without further ado, unless you guys want to banter, who wants to play a game and roll some dice?
Always keen to roll some dice.
All right. What we're going to do is we can see our character art. We've got some lovely character art done by a good friend of ours, Two Duo Art Studios. There will be a link in the About section. I haven't done the update on Twitch yet, but it'll be in our description on YouTube. We're going to learn a little bit about those characters shortly. If you've missed the character introduction video, don't worry, we'll catch you up. But why don't we just jump straight into it? Our adventure begins with the 4 of you traveling. You've been traveling for some time now. You're currently traversing through the Unclaimed Hills after leaving Kolinar a short while earlier. The air smells faintly of creme and dust as you move through winding roads and pathways. Once they were well established and suited for travel, but the further you go into the Unclaimed Hills, they become a lot more roughshod. Winding through the jagged hills, the road surface is now more of a patchwork of packed stone and chull tracks hardened by the sun. It has been some time since you last passed into the caravan, or even a traveling party as you progress further and further towards the war camps in the Shattered Plains. You've now been traveling for a couple of weeks, some of you returning to the warfront for the first time, and returning to the Alethi war camps, but For some of you, this is the furthest you've ever traveled to the east, the closest you've ever come to the storm's origin. I would like to go around and introduce all of you now. So, why don't we start with you, Grogrin? Can you tell us a little bit about Storm? What are you doing as your caravan travels through the Unclaimed Hills?
What is Storm doing?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Storm. What is he currently doing as the four of you travel together?
He's looking out across the expanse before him to spot any danger
Okay.
and to spot any juicy cream to hunt.
Mm-hmm. Now, I can see we've got your character art up on the screen, but could you, for any just audio listeners out there, give us a bit of a description on Storm?
Storm is alive and a live-action man.
Mm-hmm.
19 years of age. He has some facial tattoos and some scars along his arms from training with a knife.
Okay. Part of me didn't realize, or at least dawn on me, just how young Storm was. But yeah, it looks like he's already experienced a fair bit for his young age. And then the camera pans, if you will, from Storm, who is scouting ahead, who is keeping an eye out just in case anything's approaching the caravan. It centers on a tall Unkalaki man. Kaar, would you like to give us a description of the man that the camera is focusing on, and let us know what you're doing as your party travels onwards?
Traveling alongside the caravan, Sun is adjusting the pack of another tired traveler. He stands fairly tall, as a towering Unkalaki, around about 7 feet. He's 37 years of age. He has red hair, a braided beard, and calm, steadfast eyes. He wears a green patterned garb and with some sturdy boots, well worn from traveling. On his back, he would have lashed to him a long spear, which looks like it's been modified in the style of the Unkalaki high peaks. He just goes about his day, his travel, helping travelers as he goes, making them like, let's keep moving. You're all right.
Okay, bustering the party onwards. And you probably would have encountered a couple of caravans as you traveled, either overtaking them or them leaving the Shattered Plains in the Unclaimed Hills. I think the last one you would have seen probably would have been close to 7-8 days ago, and you actually had made shelter with them from the last highstorm. Pushing onwards, though, you've got a destination in mind where you could probably gain shelter before the next one comes.
Yep.
And Jamie, we'll look at you next. What people see about your character, and what are they currently doing as the party progresses onwards?
So Faz is a very, very short, 5'2", 5'3", maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Very old, 55 to 65 somewhere. He doesn't remember his past, so he doesn't really remember how old he is. Balding with long, white, scraggly hair around the sides and back of his head. And he's wearing a blood-covered apron as his hands are digging through some kind of local animal as he dissects it. Probably just on some wooden table as he's muddling away to himself about what he sees and scribbling down what he sees on paper.
Okay. So, being a surgeon, you might have set a couple of wounds here and there and injuries of travelers as you've gone past, but taking care of the party as you go forward. And in terms of dissecting an animal, is any of that for harvesting for the dinner, or are you just doing it from an academic point?
Oh no, he does this for academics. If he can cut something up at some point, he'll take the opportunity to do it. Opening up things is his main interest in life at the moment.
Okay.
particularly humanoids.
Interesting. And once again, the camera pans across the party that are traveling inwards towards the Shattered Plains and towards the Alethi war camps. It focuses on a tall man in a white uniform. Yep, man, would you like to describe what people see when they look at Talanor, and what are you currently doing to aid the party onwards?
Well, Talanor is a 7 foot tall in Cosmere standard feet man, and his hair is jet black with a salting of Unkalaki red mixed in between, showing off his mixed heritage. And he's got a fairly muscular build underneath the well-dressed uniform. And what he's doing with the party and the rest of the travelers is he is assisting in just about any task that he can, no matter how lowly the task may seem. He always seems to want to do his part, regardless of how it affects him and his more prim and proper looking attire and standing.
Okay, I like it. Well, that's our party as they keep progressing onwards. I'm actually going to get Storm. Can you roll for me a perception check? You are the one that's currently scouting around and looking, keeping watch for the crew as they move forward.
Certainly.
Okay. Looking around the horizon, you can't tell if it's darker cloud cover, but it's around midday at the moment. You, from the last caravan you passed, the party, you would know that you are expected to potentially have a high storm within the next day or so. Either today, tomorrow, you're not too sure. With your traversal, you are aware that the destination where you're currently going is a bit of a meeting spot closer to the Shattered Plains. It's a large cliff face that often travelers take shelter at, and that's what you're trying to go to. The clouds that you see in the distance, you're not sure if it's omens of a storm upcoming, but you do see some dark clouds directly to your east. The party travel onwards. Another couple hours pass. The sun begins to dip over the horizon. As it does, all four of you hear a cry echo from ahead. A single word. Help! Shortly later, cresting the rise, you see a short man in grey robes sprinting in your direction, clutching an arm to his chest. Behind him, you hear yipping and howling as 3 axe hounds bound forward, their carapace gleaming in the light. So, you see bounding over the hill 3 axe hounds. Can everyone see them? They can't see them.
They were there for... Yeah, there they are.
There we
There's-
go.
Adorable.
For those of you that
There's
are
the
familiar
brothers.
with the Stormlight archive, this is essentially Roshar's dog. These are wild variant. In fact, I can maybe bring up a better picture to show everybody. I'll have to do that later. We're going to go to the players. So the way that Cosmere does their combat is you take fast turns and slow turns. Fast turns allow you to have 3 actions. 2 actions. Slow turns give you 3 actions, but there's a different initiative for them. We're going to start with the players. Who would like to take a fast turn?
Sun will take a fast turn.
Someone would like to take a fast turn? No one has to if they don't want to. We could all go slow turns if you want to. So, your 2 actions, what are you doing?
Should have thought about this before I said that. Sun is going to be rushing up to attend some assistance. Where's my measuring stick?
25.
Okay. So, on your turn, you can take the move action. Each character has different move rates based on their speed. So your first action, you're moving up towards this wounded-looking man. And actually, as you guys do get closer, you get a better view of him. And we're going to pull this up for everybody now to see. So, Grogrin, you'd actually recognize not this person, but you can tell by the skin color, the eyes, and the facial structure that this appears to be a Shin man. He's shorter than most, even for Shin, who are generally of shorter stature. And it looks like he's holding, and he's got a rudimentary brace on his arm. Looks like he's been injured in some kind of conflict. So, let us know what you're doing, Kaar. What are you doing?
Sun's running his 25 feet up,
Yep.
getting close to this stranger who needs his help.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be super imposing. And then I suppose he's going to step behind. You can make 2 moves, can't you? For 2 actions?
Yeah, you can move twice as 2 actions.
He'll move twice for 2 actions.
Why does the initiative show that they're showing Storm is taking their turn now? Nope. It's okay, we're learning.
Probably because I initiated combat first with the combat tracker.
Participant. Weird. That's okay, I'll figure that out. It might not be completely coded right for this encounter. So, 2 action move, is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing. That's
Alrighty.
what Sun is doing.
So that is your 2 actions. We're going to mark you as done. Did anyone else want to take a fast turn? No. So then we're going to move on to the Axe Hounds, and the Axe Hounds are all taking fast turns as well. So one of them begins bounding forward. Actually, let me double check. They've got 40-foot movement. It looks like this one intends to chase down the man who they were running from. And then the other 2 are coming in, and unfortunately for you, Son, they are going to attempt to bite you. As the first one comes in for a bite, and starts a little bit spicy. That's a 24 to hit with a crit for 8 points of damage. So, how much health do you have as a level 1 adventurer?
13.
13. Good thing you've got some armor on that's going to deflect some of that value.
That's right.
Oof.
Great way to start the night off.
It's a great way to start the night off. It does unfortunately get a little bit worse, because as part of his bite action, if you toggle it down, it's going to expend 1 focus to knock you prone and then drag you 10 feet or 5 foot upwards.
Oh
as
dear.
it bites you and starts trying to drag you away. The second one... Oof, big hit. The second one is going to bite at you as well. And I didn't expect this encounter to go so well for them. That's okay. That's okay. It's a 13. I don't think 13 beats your cognitive defense. Is that correct?
No, it
Oh,
does
your
not.
physical, your physical.
It is my physical.
It is your physical, so it does hit for a further 5 points of damage. And that is the Axe Hound's turn. The turn order now goes back to players who want to take slow turns. Who would like to go first?
I'm happy to.
Okay, Jamie, what are you doing?
So, do I have to actually? Do I have to click move, or do I just do the actions?
You can drag your character. Just
Yeah.
track how many actions you take. So you've got 3 actions.
Yeah. 5, 10,
And you've got
okay,
25
so
feet
I
worth
can
of movement.
run up to here.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna target this this Axe Hound.
Yep.
On the bottom. And I'm going to throw my sling at it. Well, I'm going to throw a rock at it using the
You
sling.
throw
Hold
your
on.
sling, and the leather snaps into it ineffectively.
No, I
Alright.
had one more question.
Yeah.
My recover
Yep.
spell. Is that's I can use that on other people, can't I? That's not just
not
for
a
me.
spell. Recover is a 2-action skill that you do to recover yourself. You're probably
It's just
thinking
me.
about your first aid.
Oh, field
Action,
medicine.
medicine.
That's the one I'm thinking.
So
of.
field
Yeah,
medicine you can do on other players, on yourself or other creatures. If you do it on yourself, you have disadvantage because it's a lot harder to tend yourself than another person.
And it's within reach. Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, you can hover over the accent you're targeting, press T to target them, and then roll by clicking. Your sling will have an image on your character sheet. There you go. All right, that is a hit for 3 points of damage, which
I'll take it.
sinks into the axe sound. What's going through your mind right now? Have you gotten into many fights before, Faz, or is this you've probably squabbled a few, had a few encounters along the roads?
Yeah. No, he's he. So Faz is pretty aloof and distracted a lot. So it's not the first time he's been attacked either in a party or by himself, as he would regularly get himself sort of out of position and lose track of what he's doing, getting himself in a bad position.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is he's no stranger to this sort of situation.
You've got one action left on your slow turn. What else would you like to do?
Now I can't sling again, can I?
No, you can't sling again. It's one
no.
attack per round unless it's got the offhanded expertise and you're trained in the weapon.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I don't think there's anything else to do.
You have knife expertise. You could throw a blade at him if you want to huck a knife at him.
Oh, that's right. You can throw knives, can't you?
Yep. And he is exactly 20 feet away, so it wouldn't have any range increment penalties.
I've got a knife, so I will also whip my knife at that bad boy.
Okay. So make a offhand attack. It should just automatically do offhand attack for you because it is equipped in the offhand.
Yeah, it is. Just double check it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. So target, attack, and roll.
Okay. That'll do it as well as the knife sinks into the same axe sound, hurting it quite badly. It looks like it's concerned about its new situation. It's bitten off more than it can chew. Next, we're going to go to Kaar and Storm and Talanor. Who would like to go first between the two of you?
I can rush in.
Yeah. All right. Go.
Yeah. Talanor will move 40 feet by spending 2 actions.
Mm-hmm.
Over here. And he's going to look down at Sun and just be like, "Cousin, you embarrass yourself. Get up, fight!" And
It's a part of the game.
And he is going to unsheath his sword, which I believe he can do as a free action.
It's a rapier. I think it does have quick draw, so that's fine.
No, it's not a rapier. I adjusted Talanor's sheet. It's a long sword.
Ah, okay, yep.
Which, yeah, he will pull out his long sword. If it's interact, then yeah, he uses up his last action to draw his sword. Yep.
Oh, no, long swords have quick draw by the looks of it.
Oh,
So-
they do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, regular
yeah.
trait, quick draw on the longsword. So you can take a swing at the axe sound.
Yeah, he will take a swing at the axe hound. And let me target it first. Go. There we go. As Talanor rushes in and gives a flourishing swing with his dueling blade.
Your blade sinks into the axe
And-
sound and it whimpers as you strike it.
Mm-hmm. And that will be the end of Talanor's turn.
Righty, Storm's turn.
So first action moving up, yep.
Second action, seek quarry.
Mm-hmm.
Third action,
Oh no!
arrow sling.
I did a bad. I accidentally deleted your starting path. I was trying to look up what C Quarry did, and I clicked the wrong spot on your character sheet. I'll fix that. Don't worry.
Seek quarry gives the person expertise in sling and knife, as well as give sling and knife quick draw and deadly.
Beautiful. Roll to hit. However, I think I got a.
I roll with advantage because
Yep,
of
do it.
hunter expertise.
Excellent.
Ooh,
Okay, 7 doesn't quite do it, as the rock does manage to land on them, but it hits one of its carapace ridges and bounces off. Okay.
You could graze.
You could graze. Would you like to graze for 4 points of damage by expending 1 focus?
I might as well.
Okay. So you burn a focus to graze them. Now, as you do that, I will just quickly add assassin back. I've changed how this is done on the heroic paths. Hunter. Here we go. You'll have to reselect your starting talent. That's my bad. Okay. The rock did actually make some purchase as it grazes, doing a little bit of damage before it clatters off. It doesn't hit as hard as it usually would, but you did make an impact. With that done, we are finished with our turns for the first round of combat. Going back to the top, we're going back to fast turns. Who would like to take a fast turn?
I would like to take a fast turn.
Okay, start us off, Talanor.
Talanor will quickly enter his vigilant stance.
Yep.
One of his many katas. Actions. He will. For some reason, my sheet's not letting me go over to mine. There we go. And he will make a single attack against the already. No, he'll leave the injured one to. No, he'll finish the injured one.
Okay.
He'll make an attack against the injured one.
All right. Describe for us how you're swinging as your blade comes down.
Never mind.
Your sword
A little
does
too
manage
excited.
to... Yeah, you're aiming for the neck. However, it catches one of the eye ridges of the axe hound, and the axe hound twists as it does and goes to snap at you, and it manages to knock the blade out of your hand as the sideways impact was unexpected. The blade falls down to the ground. First action done. What would you like to do?
I entered vigilant stance.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that costs
vigilant
one
stance
action.
first action, swing
Yeah.
second. Okay.
Would I be able to still spend a
Focus to
focus to
graze?
upgrade? Yes.
I would allow focus to graze, yep.
Gotcha. I will use a focus to graze then.
Okay.
Which would
And
be
now,
6
Grogrin, which one did you attack with your sling? I don't think I adjusted the health on him, did I?
No, you did not.
Okay, so you spent a focus to graze. Did you consume your focus?
Yes.
And then he will take his graze damage. As, mistakenly, it didn't just bounce off. You managed to hit it between the ridge with just enough impact to put pressure on the spine, and the axe hound collapses dead. Alrighty. And now for the one that you've grazed, we can change your graze damage. As you do deflect it, it does catch underneath the eye ridge, hits an artery, and the axe hound yelps as it bleeds and starts kicking on the ground. Your sword does get knocked out in the thrashing, though. There is only one axe hound left. Next up, who would like to take another first fast turn? Any more fast turns?
Yes, Storm will
Alright,
take a
Storm.
fast turn.
What was Kaar planning to do now that he's been knocked down? I think maybe we give Kaar. Did you want to jump in with anything, or are you all happy to let Storm take the lead here?
No, I'll take a fast turn with Sun.
Storm, do you mind if we get Kaar in there? He
Oh,
didn't
go
really
ahead.
Have much on a first turn. All right, take us away, Kaar. What are you doing?
Alrighty. So, Storm is just going, while on the ground, is like, if I'm down here, you're coming down with me. And he's going to grapple the axe hound down, trying to give a bit of an advantage to whoever's going to attack it next.
Okay, I like that. You know what? Why don't you raise the stakes with this attack? So 2 actions to grapple in Cosmere RPG. Target him and go for a grapple. You're trying to beat its physical defense with your athletics.
Alright. Alright, trying to target it. It's not...
You just hover
Hover
over
over it and press
T.
T.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay. You try to go for the legs and to trip it up. However, it's still got its mandibles, its jaw wrapped around your thigh and thrashing. You can't quite get a grip on it as it's trying to pull you away. Sweep the leg. Unfortunately, the sweep the leg was not effective.
Actually, can I use my reaction to aid?
I believe so. Is that something you can do post a roll, or is it done pre-roll?
It is pre-roll.
It is pre-roll.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Okay. Hold on a sec. We got something wild happening with the music.
I can't hear any music personally.
Oh. You might have... is anyone else getting music through Foundry?
Yeah, it's playing 2 times.
Interesting.
Let me refresh Foundry.
That's better.
I was having 2
Just
tracks.
got music
overlaying
turned
itself.
off, so
Audience can hear it. That's okay. We'll keep just the battle music. So, unless anyone has any other reactions, Storm, how are you assisting in this matter? You've got one of your companions down and bleeding. 2 of the axe hounds have been dealt with swiftly.
Storm will move up
Okay.
and struck with his knife.
All right. Make a roll to hit. That'll do it. As where are you aiming for? How are you striking at the axe hound?
I'm striking it right between the eyes.
All right. You can hear the music, but it's quite faint. I can turn it up a little bit. All right, your knife sinks in. It looks like it does a good gash across the top mandible and the not the top mandible, the carapace. You don't quite sink as deeply as you'd like, but you definitely heard it. Lucky last, Faz. What do you? Hold on a
Now,
sec.
do I have to pull my knife out of the other one?
Yeah, you've thrown your knife, so if you wanted to use the knife again, you'd have to go and retrieve it. But you could use your sling. You've got plenty of stones.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I'll so I'm gonna run up to where my now I'm taking.
If it's a fast action, you only have 2. If it's a
Yeah,
fast turn, you
I
only
only
have 2
get
actions.
2. Do we normally have to announce what we're doing first? Like, are we doing a fast action or a slow action? and then
Correct.
have
If
to
you
commit to
start
that?
your turn now, then you're locking into a fast action.
Yeah. No. I mean, at the start of this round.
So for the Cosmere, and
yeah.
we'll learn this as we go. Players can choose to change from a fast turn to a slow turn up until the point where they either take their turn or we change initiative. So you might choose to want to do a slow turn, and then right before I go, okay, now we're going to the slow turns, you'll go, hold on a sec, I want to change my mind, I want to do a fast turn. So you can change it as you go. And the combat tracker is not working too cleanly at the moment in terms of actions and initiative. Because we've had Storm go, we've had Kaar go, and Talanor, you went as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
This round. So it is just Faz left. Okay, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll take a fast action because I see that who's it? Kaar is
Kaar's still
is
down,
injured.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll run up to where the knife is, and then I'll target the last.
And it'll be an action to interact to take the blade out from him.
No, I'm not going to take the knife. I'm just going to attack the other one with a sling.
So, can you aid attacks or just skill tests?
I believe an attack is a skill test, isn't it?
Yeah. Attack. The attack is a skill test as well, so you can aid someone else's attack.
So, Sun will aid by, with his leg being locked on, he will wriggle up, reef his leg upwards, throwing the head of the beast upwards, having a better shot with that sling.
So I roll with advantage now, yeah?
Yep, I'm just double checking that you don't need to roll a to take advantage.
Yeah.
Double check. I've got my GM screen here.
I got the book open as well.
That's the wrong one.
Should just be expending a focus to do so.
Yeah, one focus and a reaction to grant an ally advantage on their test.
So you spend one focus and an action, and you'll have advantage on this check. So you can choose where you allocate the advantage, Jamie. You don't need to do it to the damage to
skill
hit.
test. I can do it to damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you're rolling, you can pick the advantage in that roll selection.
I'll put it in the damage, and then as Faz sort of winds his sling up, he sort of shouts out the Kaar, "I knew those muscles were good for something," and then throws the rock at him. I think I missed.
You didn't roll at advantage.
I put advantage on the damage.
Ah, that makes sense.
Okay.
You can click the attack to actually roll it at advantage, since you forgot to.
No. He did. He rolled the damage with advantage, and that's where he expended the advantage. So unfortunately, the sling to hit didn't. It didn't quite make a purchase. With so much scuffling and so many bodies in the mix, you couldn't quite get a good enough shot. You can, however, if you want, expend one focus to do 4 damage with raise.
No, I'll hold off on that.
You'll hold off on that? Okay. So after all of the players' fast turns, the axe hound is going to take a fast turn as well. And just roll. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So the axe hound looks at it, all of the attackers and the assailants that are bearing down on it, and it kind of lowers itself to the ground. It turns and it begins to run. At this point, people can use their reaction if they want to, but it is going to start bounding away to the north. As it'll do 2 full actions to move 80 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40, and then it's going to run a further 40 feet off into the distance. And we're going to end the encounter there. Now, did anyone want to do anything straight away? Is anyone going to pursue the fleeing axe hound, or are you going to focus on your injured companion that's on the ground?
Yeah, Talanor immediately helps up his cousin.
I'll be pulling the knife from the axe hound and then making my way over to Kaar to heal him up.
Okay. And Kaar and Storm, what are you doing?
Storm breaks out as surgical supplies for Faz to use.
Ah. And then the encounter
How
there.
does this work?
Why does Faz
Sun's-
still have a little circular dice around him?
It's awesome, that's why.
That's broken.
Nice. Sun sits up, it's like that. It was a prime example of what not to do.
Storm and Meathead running in there like a airsick lowlander.
Now, is there like experience benefits to using my skills?
No, there's
No.
the story
Benefit
you're telling
is-
by doing it. You know, patching up your companions. You are going to expend some focus to do treat wounds.
Yeah. So the surgical kit that I'm getting, is this an item that actually does surgery or?
Beating.
You can the supplies have 10 uses, and when you make a medicine check to treat a wounded character, you can expend one of these uses to gain advantage on the test.
Ah, there you have it. So you could
Where did you
use
get
a
this?
use.
Where, was this in your starting kit? I don't have this in my starting kit.
Had
Can
how
stun?
did Storm come across a surgery kit, surgical supplies? Did they purchase it with their with some of the marks they had at character creation?
Yes, they did.
Ah, well there you go. Yeah, the statue contains enough
Ah,
bandages, salves,
clever.
splints, and other medical supplies to be used 10 times. You can make the medicine test to treat a wounded character, or to similarly use
Alright.
the skills, these medical supplies. So you can use that in conjunction with your treat wounds to give yourself advantage on that roll.
No, treat. You mean field medicine?
Oh,
not
field
treat
medicine.
wounds?
Does field medicine need a roll, or do you just?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could use it to
No,
give
it needs
yourself advantage.
to roll. Make a DC 15 medicine test to treat a concussed or willing character within your reach. Yep. So
As
consume
you're
one focus.
administering to Kaar, attention gets drawn to the man who had led these Axons in your direction. Beast, the final beast that yelped and fled off to the north, loses sight. You lose sight of it. And the man who was running now collapses to the floor as you pull out the medical supplies. Breathlessly but smiling, he looks up at the four of you. My thanks. You saved me from a most foolish end. I'm Tazo, son of Clutio, of Shinova. I would repay this kindness if you would allow me. He catches his breath. He's on his knees as you guys are huddling around Kaar and looking off in his direction.
Sun's
Yeah.
just like holding his leg. He grunts like, ugh. Waves as Kuna mana kai luna tukio as a response. And he says, can you stitch up faster?
You'll chuckle and be like, I've always had trouble with Unkalaki names. And you, he looks at Talanor as you approach him.
Talanor cleans his blade off and sheaths it before crouching down to look over his wounds. Talanor is no doctor, but he's seen a couple injuries during
Mhm.
sparring and whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't owe me nothing. Just doing what's right and what's kind. But we should have our doctor take a look at that arm of yours.
It would be good. I've done what I could with it. And he raises his other arm up to you, both as a handshake, and it looks like he's asking for a hand to his feet.
Talanor will assist him in getting up.
It is a pleasure to meet you. And the rest of you, I would like to know the name of my saviors. He'll look towards Storm, who's still standing as Faz has got bloody hands working on Kaar's thigh.
Storm will slowly, almost tentatively, lower his hood and dip his head towards Tazo and say, simply, "I'm Storm."
Storm, it is good to meet you. And he looks as a wash of sadness goes over his eyes, and he recognizes you as another Shin, as someone hailing from Shinovar, and he goes, there will be enough time for that, and he'll walk up now and have a look down at Kaar and try and lend some aid as well. He'll go, is there anything I can do to help? He got hurt on my behalf. Is there anything I can do to assist?
No.
As he says that, Faz kind of looks back and says, "No, nothing needed here," and just like yanks on the sutures.
Ah!
Yeah. Whoop, and gets straight back in there and keeps going. I've got a question too.
Yeah.
Healed medicine only healed for 6, 3 plus 3, but it says to add my medicine modifier to it, which is plus 6.
Let's have a look at that roll. So what you do is you can click on the dice number, the 6, and you can see how it got that number, which you're saying you got 3 plus 3. If we have a look at field medicine, spend a focus to heal a conscious character. On success, add your medicine ranks to their recovery die. So what'll happen is...
so it's 3 int and the 3 from medicine for a total of 6. Is that what it is?
No, because generally treating wounds is only healing somebody for their medicine skill. I think it's giving you... What'll happen now is Kaar can roll his recovery die, and then you'll plus 6 to his recovery die.
Yep.
It's quite good. Your medicine is really good.
So yeah, it's a DC 15 medicine test to treat a conscious willing character within your reach.
Yeah.
They will roll their recovery die as part of this test, and they gain HP equal to the recovery die plus your ranks in medicine. So however many pips you have in medicine gets added on to their recovery die.
I'll have to manually add that.
And his recovery die is a 3?
No. That's based on his character sheet. So his recovery die is a D8. So he'll heal for 7, and it should be plus 3, not plus 6. So I'll fix that in post. I'll play around with those numbers. So
That'll bring Sun back to full.
What was that?
That'll bring Sun back to full health.
Yeah, so it'll be 7 plus 3, not 7 plus 6. But yeah, that'll very, very tightly and cleanly patch you up.
So where's the first 3 come from in my roll? 3
Ranks
plus
in
3.
medicine, not the modifier.
So I've got 6 in medicine.
Modifier.
No, I've got 6 in medicine. 3 pips.
No,
plus
you're correct.
3
You're correct.
intelligence.
Yeah. So holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 7 plus 6. You would have healed for 13.
And then that
God
gets added
damn.
to. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So
It's
at
a
the cost
lot.
of 1 focus, which you can regain focus by doing your own recovery, this will actually give a good opportunity for us to test this out. So this is 1 scene. You can recover once per scene to regain health and focus. If you guys wanted to roll your own recovery dice now to regain the focus, any focus that you might have lost, you can do that now. And as you do that, Kaar, you're surprised at how good your leg feels. It was patched up. The doc might have rubbed something into it as a numbing agent. You don't know. He put something in the wound before he sealed it up. It could have been just something to slow the bleeding down, or who knows if he gave you something that got rid of the pain. You still feel the stiffness. It still hurts a bit to stand on it, but you're essentially back to fighting fit. You've taken wounds like this before. You can shake it off. Tazo is going to look at you and he's going to say, "Well, what brings a group like yourselves all the way out here in the Shattered Plains, or towards the Shattered Plains?"
Son's just gonna look to his cousin so he can answer, and just like pats him on the back, like, "Go on."
I have business in the Shattered Plains, family business.
Okay. Well, if it's not too forward to ask, mind if I travel with you? I think it's probably better to stay in numbers. And he'll go through and he'll ask a couple of questions, talking to you guys. We can roleplay it if you want, but he's very inquisitive. He wants to know your story. He prods and pries, but if you don't want to answer, he lets it go. But yeah, you guys patch yourselves up. You'll go, I made a bit of a camp just up to the right, northeast of the map. If you'd follow me, those damn axe hounds. I've been traveling towards the Shattered Plains and towards the war camps because, well, it's best maybe we settle in for the night and I can tell you my story. And you'll notice as about 50 meters away, you'll see a rudimentary fire that is built up, and it looks like he's dragged a stump or like a log of a fallen rock bud or a tree to sit on. It's not a good camp. It's not a comfortable camp. It looks like he's traveling with the bare minimum. And as you guys move towards the camp and settle in, is there anything anyone wants to do to make preparations for camp, or as you guys kind of set up for the evening?
I'll probably be cutting up one of these axe hounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Is that once again just for Inquisition, or are you trying to get some meat off it to?
He's just looking, but if other people are asking for meat, then yeah, he's probably cutting some slivers off.
Yeah, Son's gonna hold like an axe hound over his shoulder, and just like gonna drop him next to the docks. Like, well, if you're butchering him up.
Yeah, and Storm, did you have a similar idea? Did you want to help the doctor cutting up some of these axe hounds?
Definitely.
Okay, so you guys work away at that.
Comparing notes all the while.
Yeah, and after that, the deed is done. You butcher up the axe hounds. Looking towards the east, you don't see any signs of storm. You're hoping that by the feel of it, you know, of the intending high storm, it's potentially going to hit tomorrow to your best inkling, because there's not really anywhere to make shelter where you guys currently are. Settling in around the fire. Once everyone's grouped in, you guys are organizing your watches, you're getting settled. Tazo will look up at you and he starts to talk in a bit of a somber voice. So he sits by the dying fire. The distant rumble of potential thunder you can hear across the plains. Hopefully it's just a regular storm, not a high storm. He looks up at you and says, I must reach the Shattered Plains. I would hire protection. And he looks at the four of you. I can offer marks, though not many. But this task I'm on is of the highest import. Would you travel with me? I can see you rewarded at the end, but I think those axe hounds approached me while I was trying to make camp. Oh, to die to them would have been foolish after what I've been through. And he looks at you with hope, with just a genuine smile and a very friendly look on his face.
I would be happy to assist you in your endeavors. It just so happens that I took up employment as a mercenary, so you'll be my first customer.
Son will slap his cousin on the back, like, well said.
I seem to have realized a problem that I'm facing with my camera layouts. We're just gonna quickly adjust this.
Oh,
The problem
Oh
is,
no!
I thought
I'm
I could
the only
use...
one alive.
Yeah, you're luckily in the exact same spot.
I'm a little lower.
I can move you a little bit. This is stuff that by next episode we'll be masters at this. Absolutely
To roll-
pros. There we go. That's a bit
to
better.
roll the recovery die for focus, you just roll a d8, right? Mine's a d8, so just roll that.
On it.
Where is this this roll?
It's
Under
called
actions.
Recover under actions. So scroll down basic actions. It's fourth from the bottom on your sheet.
Oh, there's an actual the actual recovery thing.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So we do this. Roll the 3. Okay.
And then you can choose to... You'll have to manually type it if you want to do it to your focus. But that'll
Yes,
cap you
yeah,
off. You're only missing one anyway.
Geez, every scene.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Once every
basically-
long rest.
Oh, recovery, yeah, is once every day, I think, long rest.
If that's the case, and we're about to lay down, then I think I'll
Yes.
free as well.
It
Yeah.
it does say per scene in the actions.
Then yeah, once per scene. I'm good with that. We're loading as we go.
And I mean,
yeah, once
like,
per scene, roll your recovery die to regain health or focus. And
it is only a d8, and like I've got 5 focus. So if I
Yeah, and
use it all up and then I roll a 2, ooh, for the
if
next
your
scene,
will,
right?
yeah, and if your will is lower, you might only have a d6 or a d4.
Yes, yeah, cool, okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So sitting around the campfire, he's requested to travel together. If people would like, feel free to use skill checks at this point. If you want to try and figure out if he's being... We'll be a little bit more... I'll be a little bit more hand-holdy in this first session, just so people know when they can roll rolls. Anytime you meet anyone, if you want to suss them out, you can roll insight to try and get a read on their feelings, or if they're being truthful. You can always do persuasion checks if you're trying to build rapport with them faster rather than just through dialogue. You can do lore checks with a relevant thing. As someone from Shinovar, Storm's not going to need to roll a lore check on him. You actually recognize that not only is this man Shin, of Shin ancestry, but he's also got the garb and on his belt, especially the way it's braided, along his cloak, he's got a few runes inscribed. This is actually a stone shaman.
Interesting.
As I said, he looked up at you and requested your assistance. Would you see it through? Why am I kind of Irish now? And yeah, he'll just ask for your assistance. Did anyone want to roll a check while we were talking about it, or are you guys just happy to role play this out? You don't have to. We can just talk it.
I want to check out a specific skill to see if I can do anything with it.
Okay. It'd be wild if you guys just say, nah, you're on your own, and then just move on right now.
Nah, Sun's not going to do that to him. Sun will be there to protect him.
What
If he
does
needs
Sun say?
protection. If you need protection, willing to give it to you, no worries.
That'd be appreciated. Well, I am on a mission of great importance. In fact, the fate of the world rests on the outcome. If you not only see me to the shattered plains, but assist me. Like I said, I don't have a lot of marks, but this task, it's of great import.
You'll have to be my cousin. We will assist you.
He looks at you with relief. And then he smiles towards Talanor and Storm and Faz, seeing if they're also willing to come along.
Storm will dip his head and quietly ask if he will have me.
I would. And might I ask, what? You're a long way from home. I don't see a lot of other Shin traveling the breadths of Roshar. What brings you out this far?
Returning to a place that was found not that long ago, to try and find more answers there, more purpose.
Curious. Curious I would run into another Shin seeking purpose while we're out here. I think this was fate. And he gives you a really warm smile. This guy, he looks and gives off just a very comforting and friendly feel. And you seemed quite skilled in administering healing there. What are you heading to the war fronts as a medic? What brings you this far?
Yeah, he kind of like lumbers over to him, looking around, kind of like he's ready to leave, and he kind of says, "I'm going to see the Pashendi. I need to know about them. I need to understand them. Which direction is it you're headed?"
I love the voice. He goes, "Well, from what I hear, if you're after the Pashendi, then it's in the same direction that I'm heading. I'm going towards the war camps. I'm trying to catch up to a caravan that's due to arrive there. It's at some point. I think it's on the road, but it looks like we're going in the same direction."
North or south?
So the war camps is to the east. You guys, in fact, we can pull up the map so we can show roughly our traversal here.
So as he says that, Faz kind of starts like stumbling off to the east, just kind of muttering to himself.
You've traveled south from Kolinar through the Unclaimed Hills towards the Shattered Plains. You basically went south as far as you could, and now you're going eastward towards the Shattered Plains to try and limit how much of the Unclaimed Hills you've traversed through. You've only been in the Unclaimed Hills for less than a week now, but you've been on the road for a very long time. But it's still going to take a couple of weeks, maybe I'd say another 2 weeks or so before you reach the Shattered Plains worth of travel. So, settling in for the night, you guys rest. Feel free to... Does anyone have any questions they wanted to speak with Tazo about? Or you guys want to just rest off and then push onwards towards your objective?
Talanor is interested in what's so important that it could, he said it was could save the world or something along those lines.
Yeah. So you inquire, as you ask him, he'll look at you and he'll say, you can tell he's still a little bit reserved. He's willing to trust, but he's very sticking firm to his task, and he's not too sure whether or not he should share too much just yet. But he'll tell you, he'll respond and go, well, we heard rumor in Shinovar that an artifact of great importance to our people is being transported in a Kolin caravan from Kolinar to the Shattered Plains. It's been on the road for a while. I'm hoping I'm going to catch up on it to it before we get there. We can't be far off from it from here, but this artifact it could be the difference between, well, it's of great import to the Shin.
Talanor kind of scratches his chin as he thinks. Well, from what I know about the Colins, they're quite trustworthy. Would there be any reason they would have this artifact of yours? Perhaps it's a misunderstanding?
I doubt they know exactly what it is they're carrying. I think they're just more ignorant than anything. They've stumbled across something it's of great import, and they don't even know it.
I see. Well, as long as you're not planning to rob them, I'm happy to assist you. Hopefully we can discuss the details with the guards and whatnot. They'll likely understand. The Colins are very sensible people.
He'll chuckle and pat you on the shoulder, and he'll go, I've got to admit, it's so reassuring to not be out here on my own. Well, it's best I tell you. I was traveling with a contingent of some of my people. Some of us were sent out to retrieve this artifact, but it would have been 4 days ago. Some time is a bit blurry. I lost consciousness for a little while there. We were attacked by bandits. They killed all of my people. I don't even know how I survived, but I somehow got away. But I took a rather nasty, and he opens up the bandaging on his arm, and you can see where it looks like there was a large impact, because he's got such heavy welting and bruising and broken skin over the wrist. And from a quick glance, Faz, you can tell that this man's got a very badly broken arm. It looks as if it's been hit by something quite hard, and he'll just say, I took a strike with a club to the wrist, and I mean, I'm not much of a healer myself. It's been causing me quite pain. Is there anything you could do? And he'll hold it out with he got hammered by them. He'll hold it out with some hope in his eyes to see if you could potentially set it. If you want, you can give me a medicine check, and you can feel free to use your field medicine again. You can try and set it, but yeah.
So medicine skill test. I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, just do a medicine skill test.
So you take that 20.
God damn.
He takes the like gingerly in his hands and just, oh no, you took it back to the arm. Why would you do this?
It was a disagreement between my arm and my head. I'm glad it was this one. And he'll hold it out for you, and you would start doing your administration. You start by actually probably sticking a fine pointed knife into it to release some of the blood, because you can tell that there's some internal bleeding around the bone. With some setting of it, you do manage to patch it up quite nicely, splinting the arm and then strapping it back more securely to his chest. He looks at you with relief, because it looks like this is the first time he's had most of that pain kind of relieved out of his body for the last couple of days.
As the relief sort of shows on his face, and he goes to say like thank you, Faz just like absentmindedly like slaps him right in the shoulder. You're welcome.
Yeah, grimaces a little bit, and
just totally oblivious to what he did, like an absolute surgeon to the finest order when it comes to medicine, but totally unaware of the fact that he just slapped the dude's broken arm.
Yeah. Bed manners of a used bedpan.
Yeah.
He'll grimace and then chuckle and be like, "Well, I tell you what, that did the trick." And he kind of looks towards the east, and then he looks down at his hand, and you'll notice that he's been clutching something in his fist, as if it's like kind of bracing it against the pain, and he looks at his fist fondly and he goes, "Well, I think fate guided me to you four. It's he looks almost like he's being brought to tears. Maybe there is hope for this mission." And the night goes by quite pleasantly. Some of the axe hound gets roasted up, and you can tell he looks hungry. It doesn't look like he's eaten much. Looking at his possessions, you can see he's got a water skin on his belt, but he's got very little outside of that. He does explain as you talk throughout the night that in getting away from the attack, he only managed to escape with his life and nothing else. Pressing him a little bit more. Does anyone want to press or ask him anything in particular, or are we can just move through the night and go to the next morning?
No questions from Sub.
Yeah. So he does talk a little bit more about the attack, and he lets you know that some of the bandits had some odd tattoos, odd green tattoos, but he didn't get a good look at them due to the panic of the moment. He was more focused on saving his actually, he wasn't even more focused on saving his own life. He was trying to keep his people alive. He can't seem to explain how he managed to get away without dying, though, which perplexes him as much as it does yourselves hearing that. The night passes without a trace. The next morning, you do come across a caravan that you see on the road. They've buckled down for the oncoming high storm. Meeting up with them, we're just going to pass through this because it's quite easy enough. It's a merchant caravan that's returning from the Shattered Plains, and they're more than happy to share one of their storm shelters, their wagons with you for the night. Not even seeking payment, they just ask that you help them finish setting up, as they're still a little bit behind schedule as the high storm approaches. The high storm passes without too much of an event. Does everyone know what a high storm is? Just out of curiosity. Everyone's pretty comfortable with what a high storm is? For those viewers who might not know at home, Roshar is known for a worldwide storm event that essentially passes from the east side of the map all the way westerly. It starts off so strong, it picks up boulders and throws them for miles. Being left out in a high storm is as good as being left for dead. You guys are currently camping this wagon up against an outcrop to try and protect and shelter. But even in one of these storm wagons, there's no telling. You might be hit by a boulder and never wake up. You know, you've known caravans that have lost as many people during a buckled down high storm as from any bandit attack. It can be just poor luck and ill-fated winds. As the storm passes from east to west, by the time it reaches the western side of the map towards where Shinovar is, it's still a storm, but it's no longer as dangerous. It no longer tears flesh from bone. It no longer tears up the ground. It doesn't throw rocks. It's still a storm, but it's more like what we experience in our world as it travels off into the western coast. You guys do bunker down for the night. Make camp the next day, break camp the next day, send the caravan on their way. They wish you the best, and you travel for approximately another 4, 5, 6 days. It's getting to the stage where another high storm is coming. You've been on the road for about a week now, and you're getting ever closer to the Shattered Plains. As you travel, the area is just sparsely inhabited. It's a sparsely inhabited region of uneven terrain, shrubs, and brown stone. Thick grey clouds begin to hang heavy in the air with the threat of the oncoming high storm. And you catch glimpses of bright blue wind spren racing through the sky. Tazo looks at you and fidgets with the rudimentary brace of the splints that you've got on his broken arm, and he looks apprehensively upwards. His curly hair He's curly. I always like trying to read through adventure path dialogues, and I tend to just do it myself and not read their blurbs because I find it easier to just vamp than to go off a script. But let me not get tongue-tied. He is a curly-haired Shin monk on a mission to the war camps. I'm going to skip that because we added a little bit of adventure before we met the start of the adventure path. As you crest the next hill, however, you notice before you a large cliffside, which you know is the Covenant Stone Crossroads. Tazo exhales in relief. The cliff wall stands 500 feet high and twice as long. It provides a natural barrier against high storms, making it a popular waypoint for caravans. A few such caravans sit there now, including a large military caravan flying blue house call-in banners. Spirits of the storm protect us, Tazo says, almost looking down towards his hands. He pauses as he looks at the banners, then looks towards the winds. The high storm, it could hit any moment. Let's get to the camp quickly and see if we can make some friends.
That's not dawdle.
That's not dawdle. And I've got a little view of the cliff face here for you that you can see on screen. Thank you for putting up with our jank as we do this. I mean, this is the first time I've streamed tabletop, and it's the first time I've run in a long time. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. All right. I'm gonna. You can see the cliffside, and as I mentioned, there's a Colin contingent flying their blue banners. There's about a dozen wagons, and you can see close to 100 men, all armed, all soldiers. There also appears to be 4 merchant caravans off to the side, sheltering against the storms there as well. And we can come across to the map. Here we go.
Wow, so cool.
I recognize these colors.
A circle of 4 merchant wagons is nearly secured for the approaching high storm. An Alethi man with dark wavy hair you can see is inspecting the ropes tying bundles of spears, staffs, and other pole arms. He nods at you and looks up at the sky as you guys are somewhat approaching from the western side there. And he calls out to you, "You're getting in right under the Stormfather's nose." He gets back to his work. I'll leave it to you. You've got 2 avenues you can approach. You've got the Alethi camp, which, as I said, about 100 Alethi Colin soldiers, a bunch of war camps, a bunch of caravans, and then you've got the merchant one. What would you guys like to do? You've got free agency from this point onwards. You guys can do whatever you like.
Son's going to try and see who looks like they're in charge. It's going to find that person.
Okay, you're going to head over towards the war camps?
Yep.
Not the war camps, the Colin camp?
Yep.
Faz is going to head towards the quieter place, away from the noise and the busyness.
Yep. Okay. You guys can split up as well. More than happy for you guys to split up. And what is the other 2 of you doing?
Talanor would probably want to go into the Alethi camp area to talk shop and try and gain some potential connections.
Okay. And Storm, where would you like to go?
Storm will head to the cliff face and try and bunker down in amongst the shadows and trying not to be noticed.
Okay. I'll get you to roll for me a stealth check. And then I think we'll start with the merchant caravan and we'll go to the Colin caravan after. The Alethi man who hailed you looks up, Nearby, as you approach the camp, you can zoom in a little bit to get a little bit of a better look. Nope, too close. There we go. So Faz, you notice a fashionable Phelan woman is sitting atop of a wagon that is marked with a bright blue glyph resembling a spool of thread. Spren skitter around her as she huddles against the foreboding winds, her eyes searching westward. She looks at you. Did you see any wagons on the road coming in? My friend and his daughter were supposed to be here by now, but they just haven't arrived. The gentleman as well, who was setting up camp, he looks towards her, and he says, Svelka, they're gonna get here. Don't worry, they're gonna get here in time. Just look, let's finish tying these down, and once they get in, we'll help them get set up. But she looks at you, Faz, and she goes, Did you see a caravan on your way in? You did not. You would have come more from a northerly pathway coming in. They would have been traveling more southwesterly coming from the coast side.
2 people. So he looks over at her. No, haven't heard anything. Haven't seen anything. 2 people, you say? No, we only met 1 man on the way here. Blonde hair, tall, very handsome.
She raises a quizzical eyebrow at you, and I think Tezo probably would have gone towards the Colin camp rather than the merchant ones. This would have been just you on your own. She go. Well, I do hope they'll get in time. And then she notices that her chull was starting to crop at a rock bud and is moving away from where they're trying to hitch him. And she'll go, Do you mind helping me? Are you any good with knots? And she'll hop down and she'll lead you over there and start spreading over it. But she still looks quite panicked about trying to get back there to, try and find out what happened to her friends. We'll jump across to the camps now, the Colin camp. This caravan encampment buzzes with activity, orchestrated by an Alethi sergeant with a close-shaved haircut who is shouting orders. Soldiers scramble to tie down the chulls, wagons, and unsecured supplies in preparation for the high storm. 2 of the caravan wagons stand out from the rest. One of them looks like a coach, but bars cover its windows. The other is wrapped in heavy iron chains and surrounded by 4 soldiers who stand alert, their expressions stoic. The Alethi sergeant that was bellowing orders turns in your direction as he sees you come in. Newcomers, if you can hold the right end of a spear, I have a job for you. Otherwise, quit gawking and join the civilians.
What's the job?
Got a few things that need to get done around the camp. We've got wagons that need to be tied. We've got some chulls that haven't been hobbled yet properly, and the supplies over there. Look, just join one of the groups, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Right.
Okay.
Happy to help.
What does Son? Where are you heading, Son? Did you want to look at the wagons, the chulls? What are you looking at?
I do a bit of heavy lifting, like trying to show off a little bit.
Mhm.
Like he's here to do a job, and he's going to make an impression.
Okay.
So I don't know, wrangle a chull or do some heavy lifting, moving some carts around.
All right. If you want to wrangle the chull, I could take either an animal handling or an athletics to do it by force. If you want to do any of the tying down any of the caravans, just give me a crafting check. So roll whichever skill you'd like.
Let's go with this one. Athletics to forcefully move the chulls.
Okay.
That's not very nice.
So you're trying to move the chulls into position, and they are just not budging. One of the soldiers smirks and says something under his breath, and it gets Alar's attention. The sergeant that is bellowing commands, and he looks over at you and he goes, "I thought you were here to help. Come on, put your back in it, or get out of here." And moving on to the next character who is over at the war camp section. What would Talanor be doing at this stage?
He mentioned something about if you can hold a spear or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Talanor was interested in something like that, as he has some martial capability.
Yep. And so you say to him, you know that you can hold a weapon, and he goes, "Well, if you can hold a weapon, then I could put you to some use. Why don't you get over there with supplies and just start strapping them down? This will be another crafting, or I'll allow a weaponsry check to try and secure some of the supplies down, because they do have looks like a bit of an armory that's still a little bit of a mess at one of the wagons that's not secured yet."
I can use heavy weaponry.
Okay, give me a check. And while he's rolling that check, what's Storm doing? What are you focusing on?
Storm is still sneaking around the cliff face.
Okay. Well, at the cliff face, you do notice what appears to be glyphs and runes that are painted up to about 10 feet high. They are in all manner of sizes, small, large, different handwriting. Give me a lore check if you'd like to inspect that. And as you roll that, Talanor, you do manage to help secure the equipment enough. Alal looks at you and kind of shrugs, and he goes, "All right, look, just keep your heads down, help out where it's needed. You can bunk in one of our storm wagons for the night." And he gruffs, and then he walks off and starts yelling at a couple of people. "What are you doing with that wagon? Put your..." Oh, and you just hear him ramble off as he starts yelling insults at them. I just noticed there's 2 tasers on this map. Delete. I dragged one in with you guys as the party because I didn't notice them before, but there were 2. You're not too sure, Storm, looking at the glyphs, exactly what this means. This is the furthest you've ever been. Actually, no, you've been to the Shattered Plains before, but you didn't come by this way, entering more from the north. So you're not too familiar with this cliff face and the symbolic nature of it. Now, would anyone like to do anything around camp? Once you assist with getting the wagons up and running, it looks as if the sergeant is okay with you moving around freely. And same with Faz. Talking to Svalka, you do manage to help them get... Actually, yeah, roll for me a crafting check or a relevant skill just to help them finish setting up their wagons for the highstorm.
Oh, okay. Crafting.
And while he's rolling that, have a think, those of you in the Colin camp, if there's anything else you'd like to do.
Not easy. Just like a suture, only with something bigger. And then, yeah.
You masterfully help tie down the rest of, get the chulls kind of tied up, help with the wagon. And you can see that the Thalen woman frets more and more and more about her friend and the fact that the high storm is coming and they haven't quite made it yet.
Tell me again, lass. Who are you missing?
I'm missing my friend. He and his daughter, they were supposed to arrive already, and they're not here. And she'll look over towards the Colin camp, and looks like she's just about ready to get a little bit more frustrated and see if they can send some guards out to kind of assist. Sun and Talanor in the Colin War camp. Hold on, did we just lose? Oh no, I'm back. I don't know why I keep freezing on this setting.
It was a bit
weird there.
bit rate lost.
Yeah.
quick question: Who is the one that pooled? Who is the one that pooled funds with me before we started to purchase the Chull?
Oh, you didn't end up purchasing that Chull. You missed it just before. You guys don't have a Chull. Don't worry.
Oh, I know. I was going to ask who pooled the money with me, because this could be where we purchase it.
That'd be me with Sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we were talking pre-session about getting you guys started because we wanted to run a little bit more of an adventure, and you did the Bridge 9 adventure path, and there had some reward with that. We'll just take that cost and we'll run with it. Don't worry about the Chull. The Chull will happen in its due course.
Okay.
Don't worry
How
about
much-
it for now.
How much money are we meant to have then?
You're meant to have your starting funds, and if you did purchase anything with any extra, that's okay. But don't float any extra cash. Let's keep it a little bit more to the adventure path.
Bit scraggly.
Yeah, you guys aren't traveling with a lot of wealth here. You know, some of you would have potentially expended a lot of your funds you've saved up just getting this far.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
Sun's going to try and make a repertoire of the soldiers around here, get to know them a little better.
okay.
Yeah, Talanor will do the same.
All right. Roll for me a relevant check that you'd like to. It could be leadership, it could be persuasion, it could be discipline, it could be... depends on how you're doing it.
I'll use
Sun will,
discipline. Sorry.
yeah, Sun will be using leadership. Introduce himself.
Give me some rolls.
These roles.
Talanor will use discipline to show that he is of military breed to some extent, despite having never seen actual military combat.
Okay. So. Oops, that's the wrong book. With your leadership, while you didn't come off as confident as you were half expecting, you do still manage to get a couple of the soldiers to talk. And from that, you do gather a little bit of information. This Alethi caravan was actually attacked by bandits around 2 days ago. A few soldiers were wounded by crossbow bolts, but none of them were killed, and they managed to fight off the attackers. That's the gist of some of the ones that you were talking to. With your discipline, and as you're doing some tasks to help a soldier out, Talanor, you get one of them talking, and he lets on that the Alethi are actually, or like the caravan, they've been tasked to transport a delusional man who's claiming to be the Herald Taln, and bizarrely enough, the order of the transport, he heard a rumor that it was Dalinar Goldin himself that had organized and gotten this transport in motion. And that's about all you can get from them from that stage. Now, Storm, was there anything, did you want to move around the camp? Are you inspecting the cliffside? What are you doing skulking around?
Once he made the logic and discovered that they were all over the cliff face, he will make his own mark, then move up to next to
Tazo as you're
next
approaching?
to Tazo. Make himself known to the war camp.
Yeah, the sergeant looks at you and then kind of shrugs as if you seem to be traveling with this party. He's allowed you guys to move around the war camp. At this stage, Svalka, the Thalen woman that you're speaking to, Fez, kind of growls lowly in the bottom of her throat, and she'll storm past you and go, "Come on, let's do this ourselves." And she's going to walk up. Do you follow her? She's heading towards the war camps. Towards the coaling.
Yeah, he kind of latches on and follows her up.
Yeah. So she approaches and she gets the attention of Alar the sergeant. And she goes, They've still not arrived. We feed your men, we give them booze, we carry your weapons, yet you do nothing. Can't you spare just a few soldiers to go out looking for them? And Allah will kind of square up towards her, and he'll bellow out and say, "We're too busy. We've got to get this ready. They'll get here if they get here. They probably made shelter elsewhere." And he'll kind of ignore her and then walk off. You see a couple of the soldiers shuffle their feet back and forth, and it looks as if they're trying to ignore the outburst. But obviously, no one's gonna say otherwise if the sergeant has declined their request. And she'll look at you hopefully, and she'll be like, "Oh, I mean, what can we do? We got to go find him. I can't. I'm not going to be much good out there. I don't want to."
What direction? Sorry, what direction did you say they were? You say they were coming from?
To the west. They're out to the west. Well, they're supposed to be coming in from the roads that come up from the coast.
Is this where the same path we traveled?
Nah, you guys came from more of the Kaar region. They would have probably traveled by boat to one of the ports that is on the southern coast. So they're coming up from the south, whereas you guys were coming down from the north.
Okay. And how far away did you say they were meant to be? Arriving soon?
Yes. I mean, they should have been here by now. I don't know what's going on with them. I'm worried. Maybe we can get some of the soldiers to go out and look for them with us.
Leave it with me, darling. I'll see what I can do. And then, kind of like come up and around, and I come and find who's our leader, Kaar, right?
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have decided party hierarchy, but she'll head back to her caravan, and she looks like she's fretting and talking with the Alethi man who's trying to calm her down as you guys walk back there.
Yes, I kind of go up to Kaar and I say, we have an issue. The young lady down there, she's missing her friend and daughter. They're meant to arrive today from the west.
Yeah, Sun will look to the west and then sort of look to the direction of the oncoming storm and try and gather whether or not he'll have time.
Ooh, we've lost Kaar.
I caught that. Oh, yeah, we have lost him.
Yep.
The storm took him.
Oh no!
The storms took him.
First player-on-player interaction.
That's okay. Does anyone else want to answer that question while Kaar comes and reconnects?
Would Storm have a better judge of how far away the coming storm is?
You reckon it'll probably hit in the next hour, 2-3 hours at most. We can't hear you there, Kaar. What was that? I do see his back as well.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
There we go.
Cousin, you're back.
I was
Kaar
just
was
asking.
staring off towards the origin, trying to judge where the storms was as he composed himself.
He's trying to gather distance and whether or not he has enough time to go find someone.
Yeah. Storm will pipe up and speak to you guys and just say, like you mentioned just before when you were reconnecting, that the storm looks to be 1, 2, 3 hours at most away. So it's close. It's not hit yet, but it's impending.
We do have some time.
Then we have some people to find.
I agree.
15
I'll
to
agree.
30 minutes at max.
All right,
Let's
All
see
right,
what we
cousin.
can do.
let's go find some. Let's go rescue some people from our high storm.
As you guys begin...
Hello.
As you guys have grouped up and begin bustling, Tazo walking with you, you guys pass the caravan. This is the one that looks more like a coach with bars. It's the one just to your left here. And he walks up to it and stares in wonder through the bars at the coach. Spren burst above his head in rings of blue smoke. Eyeing the prisoner inside, Taezo tentatively holds his hand up towards the bars. All of a sudden, however, a loud voice cuts in over the wind. "Move back, stranger," LR snaps the sergeant. "That prisoner is a delusional fool and blasphemer. He spends all day muttering about being some great herald." The sergeant shakes his head in contempt, then shouts into the wagon, "Can you save us from this storm, O great herald? Or just sit there talking to yourself?" He spits at the ground at anger and stares deathly towards Taejo, who kind of looks a little shaken and takes a step backwards.
Has this guy stated what his name is, the guard? Or have we heard it?
The sergeant?
Yeah.
Yeah, he introduced himself as LR, ELLAR, when he first encountered with you. I'm not sure if I said that, but yes, he did. He introduced himself.
Talanor will take note of his name so that the next time he reaches the Shattered Plains, if he ever meets any of the Kolinars, he's going to have some choice words about this man and his performance.
That's fair. He's currently towering over Taezo, who takes a step back towards the group, seeking protection or just reassurance from you guys. But he's still looking eyes straight at that caravan, at that wagon, and Spren still just exploding around him.
Talanor will rest a hand on his shoulder and kind of lean in and whisper, "Is this the artifact you were speaking of, this man?"
He looks towards you, towards Alar, and Faz wanders off, but he'll look at the rest of the party and he'll indicate and walks away from the caravan towards the wall. Faz, what are you doing as this is going on?
So Faz is kind of getting distracted by the surrounding caravans, just sort of having a look around. I'm kind of curious what is inside all these caravans.
Okay.
If you can see anything.
Yeah, so looking inside, you can see 3 wounded. It looks like it's not just the prisoner that's inside this, or not just one person. There's actually 3 people. 2 of them are Alethi soldiers who are looking like they're hunkering down here for the highstorm. They appear wounded, but they're being tended to. They've got bandaging, there's blood. They look somewhat injured, but okay. You see a 3rd man, however, who's just sitting there, hands limply resting over his shoulders. Very, very, very big man. He's a Makabaki, and he's just muttering something to himself over and over and over again.
So Faz will kind of go up to the. He's not a prisoner, is he? There's just
there's no shackles around him. You did hear Alar say that he was a madman. I'm not sure if Talanor shared this, but when Talanor was talking with the soldiers, one of them did state that apparently Dalinar Kolin had organized this caravan to transport a madman from Kolinar to the Shattered Plains to the war camps.
Hold on, so is the guy up on the screen the one in these caravans I'm looking at, or the one in the bars surrounded by the soldiers?
He's the one in this caravan just here. If you see that ping. He's the one he's the one that Taezo walked up to and looked at all.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this one with the bars.
No. I described 2 caravans. None of you have approached that one yet. That one is a caravan that looks to be heavily chained on the outside to prevent entry, and there are 4 stalwart soldiers guarding that.
Okay.
There's 5 soldiers that are guarding that one. That's not the one with the.
I was confused. I thought this was the one you were talking about before.
No. That's a different caravan. That's that you haven't investigated.
All right. As I kind of like wander around the back, I sort of notice him muttering to himself, and Faz kind of leans in and whispers to him, "I find the muttering helps too, honestly."
Are you trying to listen to what he's saying. He doesn't respond in any way. He continues with the same thing over and over again.
No, so just making sort of some conversation. He's not trying to listen in or anything. He just sort of says it and then kind of keeps looking around, seeing if there's anything interesting to look at, anything to find.
So, as you've approached and you were looking at him, you do catch a glimpse of what he was saying, and you overhear, "I am Talanor, Herald of War. The time of the return, the desolation is near at hand. We must prepare. You will have forgotten much following the destruction of the times past. Kelek will teach you to cast bronze. If you have forgotten this, we will so cast blocks of metal directly for you. I wish we could teach you steel, but casting is so much easier than forging, and you have lost so much time between returns. I will train your soldiers. We should have time. Ishar keeps talking about a way to keep information from being lost following desolations, and you have discovered something unexpected. We will use that. Surge binders to act as guardians. Knights. The coming days will be difficult, but with training, humanity will survive. You must bring me to your leaders. The other heralds should join us soon. I am Talanor, Herald of War. The time of the return, the desolations." And he goes on and on and on and on. As you try and talk to him, nothing seems to get through. He just keeps speaking in loop over and over.
Does any of this make sense to me?
Roll a lore check. Offhand, this is also going to be quite a hard one because I don't think this makes any sense to your character.
Here comes the nat 20. Oh, it's not bad.
Almost.
Unfortunately, it doesn't ring any bells. You know who the heralds are. You know that Talanor, known in the East, is the Herald of War. This person's claiming to be the Herald of War. A lot of it brushes over you. You catch the word Kalak. You know that's another herald. Ishar. You know Ishar is the Herald of Luck.
Lots of pieces of a puzzle, but no connections.
Pieces of a puzzle. It just seems like a madman who thinks he's the Herald of War. The heralds have been... I'm not sure if... I'll send you a bit of a blurb about the heralds, but essentially the Voron Church is the primary religion throughout Roshar. There are 10 heralds that used to lead mankind in the desolations against the Voidbringers. The final desolation had happened, humanity won, and the heralds then took the battle to the Tranquiline Halls. Think like Valhalla. So no one has even... The heralds left this world. No one's seen or heard of the heralds since they left to take the battle to the Tranquiline Halls. So it's a little... yeah. You get a vibe, this guy believes what he's saying, but
so overhearing it, Faz kind of sympathizes with him, if not empathizes with the going insane of it, and just kind of pats the carriage and then saunters off.
Yeah. You see Elar, who's just followed his gaze at you guys, and he looks like he's about to start walking. Anyone can give me this. Give me a perception or a deduction check.
I will certainly give you a perception.
I'll give a perception as well.
Not perception for me, holy crap. 7.
Son is having the worst rolls tonight.
It's a terrible die.
Okay. All except for Sun notice that Elar looks like he wants to pick a fight, and he starts to walk towards you, but then something catches his eye, and he stiffens, turns around and walks away. You'll notice as he's walking away, you kind of look around to see what might have pulled his head in, and you notice an Alethi man, very, very cleanly organized, very, very well-kept uniform, is watching him as he walks away, and then he turns around, and then he walks back towards the wagon that's in the northeast end of the camp there. As you gather around Tazo, it looks like he's Fez, are you gonna join? Or are you gonna go on a solo adventure and go look around?
No. I'm joining. He's kind of gathered himself again and continued to. Yeah.
He mentions he motions you as well over, and the four of you gather around a secluded spot by the cliff. The stone here, as you were all now noticing as well, is covered with burned glyphs of varying sizes, ages, and handwriting, stretching over up to 10 feet in the steep cliff wall. The winds begin to pick up, and he leans in close. What do you make of the Alethi, who they are transporting in that wagon? And he looks at the four of you.
I have no clue. Although, is this the artifact you were speaking of? I wasn't imagining a man.
He glances around to make sure no one else is listening and then speaks up again. The artifact I'm seeking, while tied to this man, potentially, is a weapon of the Heralds, an honor blade. I know it seems impossible, but that man, I believe, truly is a herald, the one known in the east as Talanor, the Herald of War. He motions towards the dark wagon with chains around it, with the mighty... Oh, no, towards the wagon where the Talanor is claimed to be in. With the mighty herald here, though, I believe his blade is not within the war camps, but might be in this very caravan. And he looks around quizzically, and his eyes track towards the locked wagon with the guards surrounding it. I never told you what I was out here seeking. I'm here to find this honor blade because we believe that it is Talanor that they are tracking. The heralds, well, they were lost or fallen or unable to fight. My people are the sacred keepers of the honor blades in their stead. We have the other heralds' blades, and for millennia, a chosen few have been trained to protect Roshar with those blades. We must retrieve that one. We must bring it back to Shinovar. And he looks at the four of you. And what... Well, now that you know my story, what... You probably think I'm mad. He looks over at Storm. Maybe not yourself, but will you help me?
I've never been to Shinovar. Storm, is this true? Do your people hold these blades?
I was too young to know of this in the stories before, well, I traveled.
I see.
Well, and I think we're gonna take a short break. And we'll leave you with a bit of a cliffhanger. Because as you're discussing this, you hear a commotion from the civilian caravan and a high-pitched voice crying out. And we will see you in the next episode. And that wraps up our very first session of our Stonewalkers campaign. It's only the beginning, and if you enjoyed this first session, please feel free to stick around for the next one. Things are only going to get better from here. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.